Sea Bathing Facility, Paimogo Beach, Lourinhã, Portugal. Carlos Mourão Pereira, arquiteto. In an inclusive project perspective, it was created a leisure and bathing facility with functional adaptation of the natural environment. The coastline allows for a sensory fusion threshold between sea and land. The waves, the sand, the rocks, the vegetable and animal species all emphasize the acoustic, smelling, tactile and visual sensations capable of turning the beaches into thermal spaces. The project presents itself as a case study located in Paimogo Beach, Portugal, converting the existing and abandoned fisheries into tanks that retain the seawater. These pre-existent constructions, dating from the mid-20th century, use the advantage of the coast shoreline, functioning as fish and shellfish reserves. The present proposal is organized as water surfaces, accessible by ramps, and the main tactile tank, that includes other secondary tanks, is enriched sensorially by the natural surroundings to present an exhibition of oceanic contents. A formal complexity is achieved through the use of textures and concavities, capable of allowing their appropriation by the various sea species. The materialization of these tanks equates a premise of durability, almost without maintenance of these constructions, resorting to the use of recycled concrete as a building material. On the other hand, the waves and the tides create a passive recycling system with their movement, which in turn is essential for the life of the sea species. Taking into account the mobility of the visually impaired, this space uses the handrails as a guide, which incorporates tactile information, indicating the itinerary. The access to these tanks is achieved along a pathway, which defines the limit of the cliffs along the coast, articulating it with existing parking area, through the use of inclined floor surfaces and ramps. This sea bathing facility therefore seeks to obtain the standards of an inclusive project conception, planned for the handicapped, pregnant, children, the elderly, as well as all other users.
Project Team. Carlos Mourão Pereira was born in Lisbon in 1970, graduated in Faculdade de Arquitetura of Universidade Técnica de Lisboa, and distinguished with the prize Comendador Joaquim Matias in 1997. Started the activity in 1991 and worked in Lisbon with Gonçalo Virne, Aires Mateus, José Martínez, Carrilho da Graça and Costa Cabral, in Zurich with Tony Kieser, and in Genoa with Renzo Piano. Has been working in his own office since 1998, having his projects published and presented in seminars and conferences in Portuguese universities and in the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York. Taught project in the architecture course of the Universidade de Arquitetura da Beira Interior in Covilhã between 2005 and 2006. Presently is teacher of Projeto de Arquitetura of the Master in Architecture of Instituto Superior Técnico in Lisbon, where he is teaching since 2003. Also, in the same institution, develops his thesis for the degree of PhD in architecture. In 2006, he became blind and maintains his professional activity so much in research teaching as in architectural practice. Case study: Paimogo Beach, Portugal. Architecture: Carlos Mourão Pereira. Model: Emanuel Grave. Renderings: Pedro Ferreira and Luís Fonseca Rasteiro. Collaborators: Ana Luís Pedroso, Claribel Fernandes, Daniel Oliveira Franco, Emanuel Grave, Luís Batista Machado, Luís Fonseca Rasteiro, José Jorge Coelho, Miguel Carvalho, Mónica Coutinho, Pedro Ferreira, and Raquel Matella. Axis Consultancy: Jorge Falcato Simões. Marine Biological Consultancy: Ricardo Melo. Structural Engineer: Miguel Vilar. Hydraulic Engineer: Filipe Rego. Landscape Design Consultancy: Inês Campilho Chaves. Technology, Diodato Ferreira. Audiovisual, Filipe Oliveira, Catarina Trigo, Luís Zang, and Miguel Ângelo. Voice Over, Luís Cruz, Filipe Felizardo, Catarina Trigo. www.carlosmourãopereira.com